What's good, y'all? Welcome to the GinTV podcast. As always, your boy EAZY.
Hey, one of the sauce guy.
And welcome to another episode. Before we start, make sure y'all hit that like button, that comment button, that subscribe button. Hit whatever button you see, press that
Press
shit,
that
man.
motherfucker.
For real.
As long as it doesn't say unsubscribe.
Yeah. Nah, fuck yeah, don't do that button. But yo, man, your boy's in some trouble, bro.
Yeah, my Big D.
Big D.
What this guy called him? The Great White Hope.
The Great White The Great White Hope is in trouble. So if you don't know, if you haven't tuned into the news, all week, Donald Trump has been arrested in New York. So apparently,
you heard molesting bitches.
Nah. It was consensual. So as always, these hoes be telling, right? So I guess in 2006, our boy Donnie had an affair with a porn star, which if you're gonna have an affair, I guess that's the way to go, right?
Yeah.
But like they all do, she done told. She came out in 2016, pretty much outed him. But as a man with money does, he kind of just wrote her a $130,000 check.
Hush money.
Hush money.
Yeah.
But I guess where he messed up is like, I guess
he tried to write that bitch off. The businessman, the businessman in him fucked up. Fucked up the bag.
He claimed the $130,000 as like some type of
legal expense.
Legal expense, right? Yeah. Which in New York is very frowned upon and I guess illegal.
Right.
And so he's going to court for that. So he's actually the first president in history to actually be indicted.
Yeah.
So he turned himself in, pled not guilty. So he's going to go to court. And so I guess that's like the minor charges. The bigger charges is they actually like, which might go to, I think, a felony cases. By doing that, right, I guess he kind of, got like a bias against voters, right? Because like that didn't really become public information and he didn't get proven to like do that. So obviously the voters at that time didn't know about it. Did something like that, which could have swayed him one way or another, which I doubt anyway, because people that love Donald Trump, they love him so much.
Bro, we voted a fucking a crackhead mayor into fucking office at one point.
Yeah. But I'm saying, but Donald Trump fans like are so in love with him and they're so ride or die that that wouldn't have made a difference. Like I don't really think like they have a case against that. Like people, like I said, they're gonna vote for him no matter what. If he runs again, he'll win. I think he'll win. I think that's why they're going this hard to actually get my boy locked up so he doesn't run again.
You know what it is? It's buying hookers is relatable. It speaks to like the average human being.
He's not a hooker. He's a professional.
It's a rich man's hooker.
That's a rich escort. That's an escort. That's an escort. Because the hooker sounds bad. Escort actually sounds. It sounds like kind of fancy. Like I slept with. I hired an escort. Right. Kind of okay. Tasty. Right. Okay. Tasty. I hired a hooker.
Escort.
You know what it's like, It's like how poor people do crack. But rich people do cocaine, but it's all the same drug. But doesn't one sound like significantly worse than the other?
Yeah, one sounds a lot cleaner than the other.
It's like, you smell crack? Oh, dude, get your life together.
Crackhead, we don't call them. We call them cokeheads.
Yeah, but even a cokehead's like, okay, like, you don't even call people cokeheads, you just accept them, like. But so what got me thinking about this whole Donald Trump thing, right? Because it's all over social media, it's all over the news, right? It's like any time you turn on your phone now, right? Like you're seeing this Donald Trump case, right? And it makes me think that, anytime that they're going so hard, right, to like show us something going on, it makes me think like, what's really going on in the background that y'all don't want us focused on, right?
100%, bro. 1,000%. It's always like that. Like I feel like they give like they put the smoke screen over here and they're like, hey guys, like look over in this direction while I fucking do everything behind the scenes
the
over here.
government's like they're magicians, Like don't ever look at what they're actually putting in front of you, right? It's like you got to look at the hand out of like out of sight.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you saw, but Bob Lee, which was like a guy that started Cash App, right, actually got murdered.
Yeah, I did hear about that
this week.
Yeah.
Which is like he got murdered and what's that?
He got stabbed in San Francisco.
San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Which is a nice town from what I hear. I guess and it happened in a nice neighborhood. And oddly enough, right, the police have no leads. They have no arrests.
They didn't mention who the person is.
Right.
They didn't have a suspect that's catching their attention. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like
he just got stabbed by like nobody.
A random person,
like,
random stabbing. But you know what it kind of sounds like? It sounds like those fucking cryptocurrency people that were that died not too long ago. Like,
yo,
what was it,
I
October?
remember those crypto people were like dying by the month, like last
Right.
year, right? Like, yo, every other month was like someone was getting killed, yo.
100%. And it makes you think, like, what is really happening here? Like, it's all surrounding banking. Like,
Yeah.
what is causing that?
I mean, yo, I think we all know who did it.
Who did it?
The government.
You okay?
The government. Yeah, and I don't, yo, it's funny, like, it's like they don't really try to hide it. Like, when they do it, it's like, yo, they want you to know, but it's like very slight, right? It's like, all right, no one's a suspect in this.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of an episode of what is that show called? The Olivia Pope show.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I cannot think of it.
I can't think of the name of it. Like, it reminds me of an
Scandal.
episode of Scandal. Yep.
Okay.
It reminds me of an episode of that shit where the guys like the M13 or M16, whatever they were called, BS16, whatever the fuck they were called, like would go through and like murder people, and then like it would hit national news like this person died, but like it would be of like just of regular circumstance, you know?
First of all, kudos to you for knowing a TV show, which is very rare in this podcast. I don't know if y'all keep up with him, but this guy doesn't watch TV or movie. You know what I was actually thinking about, bro?
Yeah.
I actually consider it a red flag when people don't watch movies, because it's like, yo, what are you doing on your off time that you're not watching movies? Very, very suspicious activities,
creating
man.
A master plan, bro.
Right? We're like I said, yo, like when I heard this, like the Cash App guy got murdered, right? I'm like, yo, where's the owner of Venmo? Like, where was he when this happened, man? Like, where's the competition? Yo, you know what's gonna be crazy?
Yeah.
God forbid, yo, what if he's next? Like, what if the CEO of Venmo or the creator of Venmo goes next?
It wouldn't be that. I feel it would be too obvious. I feel like it would be like something within that realm, but someone that is completely like the average person wouldn't connect the dots in.
Okay.
You know, like for them to go after somebody's as such. Let's just say the government did do it, and then for them to go after a high profile person like that, like they have to kind of keep quiet for a bit. Like it's gonna, or either keep quiet or throw a bigger fucking distraction.
Nah, I think, yo, all right. I think if something happens with this Donald Trump case, watch that week. Like something big is gonna happen, right? Like behind closed doors. That it will probably get a little bit of publicity, but not like major news.
Which, mind you, bro, ain't shit happening with fucking Donald Trump. Like I don't think nothing's gonna happen.
I don't think he's getting arrested. I don't think this is actually gonna. I think it's a real distraction, bro.
I think he's probably gonna do probation. They'll probably put him on probation or some shit.
I think even that might be a bit much.
Yeah, it might be, because it doesn't just discipline Donald Trump, but I feel like it also tarnishes the U.S. name. Like it loses our credibility in a sense as well with other countries. I
think the credibility is so shot, bro. Yo, you know what I was thinking about the other day, right? Which is like so insane to me. So, I don't watch the news, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just watch movies. So I don't really watch news. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch NBC. I don't know, whatever. Like I know Fox is predominantly like the Republican one, and then I know there's like a Democrat news station, right? So I don't watch
CNN or some shit.
See, I think it's CNN, right? Yo, it's wild to me, right? So every now and then I'll walk in, cause I work in the hospital, so every now I walk into a patient room, right? And they old people always have the news on in the hospital, like that's their thing, right?
Yeah. And then wonder why they're so depressed and miserable.
Yeah. Like, every time I walk into one of their rooms, right, and the news is on, Fox is on, right? It's usually that guy Tucker Carlson or this blonde lady, like this blonde witch. She's horrible.
Okay.
I don't know her name, but every time I actually like get a glimpse of like what's going on Fox News, yo, they're just shitting on Joe Biden. Like,
really,
bro? Like it could be, like I said, I don't watch the news, so it could be like coincidental that every time like I get a glimpse of it, they're just shitting on the Joe Biden, right? But yo, isn't it crazy to me that there's like news stations in America dedicated, right, running 24 hours a day, just shitting on the current president? Like how? I know we got freedom of speech here, but like, how is this shit legal, right? Yo, that makes me think like overseas, like in I think North Korea.
Yeah,
that's that the bad one.
I think it's North Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, whichever one didn't come up with
wherever
names,
Kim
right?
Jong-un is.
Yeah, whatever that guy is, right?
Right.
Bro, you mentioned his weight over there. Like a black van pulls up to your front door and you're never seen from again, right? Like, yo, you can't talk about that guy and be okay. Over here, we have news stations dedicated to shitting on our president publicly, and it's like it just all goes.
You know what it is? News stations have become like fucking mainstream podcasts. Like that's what it has become in today's day and age.
They're like the shade room, yo.
Right.
Like news stations is just like the shade room, but yo, all they do is just shit on the opposite party.
Essentially, like that's all they're really doing. Like honestly, if you're still watching the news and you're a younger person, man, kudos to you, like for following up with all that shit. I don't follow up with none of it. Like I feel like it just just makes you depressed. Like, I don't give a fuck why this party fucking hates this party or this party doesn't like this one. Like, none of that shit matters. Like,
I don't know what's going on, yo.
Nothing.
Yo, if it's not on TikTok, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe this is we're falling to be victim of their fucking plan.
Ooh.
We're not paying attention enough.
Yo, but you know what? We're not paying attention up to the news, right? Which is biased anyway, right?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
we do pay attention to social media, right? Which is kind of a free platform, right? Where a lot of content creators are just giving you the news that's can be real, can be fake, right? Whatever's up there, right? Which makes me think, yo, is this why they're trying to ban TikTok? Because a lot of stuff that you're not seeing on like national news, right? You are seeing it on TikTok, right? And it's like government secrets, like government conspiracies, right? And like all this stuff, right? I know the government is aware of like all the stuff that's being on social media, right? And especially TikTok, right? Like all this stuff like catches like hot fire, right? Like it was, like you'll get 3 million views, right? You'll see like a fucking senator like leave a hotel with an escort, right? And like boom, TikTok, right? And I wonder if that's like the real reason they're trying to ban TikTok in America, because it's actually where we're getting the real news and what's really going on in the world, right? And they can't control it like they do in the news, because obviously like the news channels, like they're bought out, like they're controlled by the government, right?
Yeah.
Like, but TikTok isn't, right? And they're trying to like pretend like, oh, it's because like China's stealing our information. It's like, bro, Google has all our information. Like, what do you mean? Like all our information's out there, like already, right? Like, what's there to hide at this point?
Yo, TikTok is pretty much like the news outlet is. How do I phrase this? TikTok is essentially like a news outlet to conspiracy theorists, and Twitter is like the article for conspiracy theorists, like the news articles for conspiracy theorists. Like I feel like when
Twitter,
you want to fact check some shit, you go to fucking Twitter and like you'll get like.
You think so?
I
feel like Twitter
so.
is more like where like the community gathers to like just talk about what you saw on TikTok. Like yo, I feel like it goes viral enough on TikTok and makes it on Twitter, and that's on Twitter where everybody kind of really weighs in their comments.
I can see that point also.
You know what I mean?
I can see that point, but it also has a point where like.
Because I feel like at least on Twitter, like you don't have to hold back your comments.
But the difference between TikTok and Twitter is that like Twitter, you will actually see like links to like certain articles and shit, like articles that we wouldn't really see like on a day to day.
But on TikTok, I feel like the people read the articles for you. They just summarize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they just report. Which is essentially what I'm saying. Like I feel like Twitter will be like the news article, and then TikTok would just be like the news. Like they're just reporting the news, like they write on the fucking article. Essentially,
I can see that.
You know,
yo, what do you think the chances are TikTok actually gets banned?
Slim. Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's bro. Our government does a whole lot of nothing. Like
nothing.
It's just like a bunch of wasted tax dollars. So like they're fucking fighting, the CEO of TikTok, and they're fucking fighting Donald Trump to do nothing with it. Like, is they're puffing up their chest to make it seem like they're big and bad to do nothing with it.
And the whole time Joe Biden just taking a nap.
Yeah, the whole time he's just fucking Sleepy Joe is fucking sleeping.
I don't know, bro. I think this is the closest I think we're gonna come to something actually happening. There's already a lot of tension with China, and like I said, I think one of the real reason they're trying to ban TikTok is partially because like it's just tied to China, and I think we're kind of really trying to cut ties, but I think the information part of TikTok is really what scares them, because now like they cannot control the narrative, right? Like the truth is going to come out on TikTok, and they don't want the truth out, right? They want to control what we can hear. Essentially, I think they kind of want what's going on in North Korea, where like, all right, like you guys hear what we want you to hear, and that's it. Anything else, boom, you're out of here.
I mean, I think that's exactly what's happening. Like,
I know what I'm saying, but like I think the first step in that agenda is to ban TikTok.
I mean, they've already taken steps in that direction. Look at the change in social media over like the past 8 years or so, where like now there's little banisters that come up at the bottom saying like this may be misinformation, or which never was the case. Like
even us, like I remember one of our episodes got pulled
exactly for not even saying anything crazy. Like it wasn't nothing insane, but because we used a specific word, it ended up being flagged as misinformation.
Which is wild that like someone or the algorithm picked that up from our podcast page, which is like a small podcast page, you know what I mean?
And we only dropped the word. Like we didn't say anything against it. We didn't do anything like that. We tried to appeal it. They said no. Like
I think we did say something against it. I think we said, "Yo, fuck that. Don't do that shit."
Probably, but like nonetheless, like I feel like it was just like I don't know. In the past couple of years, you would definitely see you're seeing a shift. Where like they're trying to stifle freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Even to this point where like it's outside of misinformation, just like Like, think about the things that you can and can't say. You know, like think about the things that like you could be flagged, you could be canceled for these days. Like I really think like our freedom of speech is definitely getting stifled.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to like really control the narrative, like
100%.
yo, and you know what's another thing that's what's going on, especially with like the like I said with the Cash App ex CEO getting murdered, is I don't know if you noticed this, right? So like I guess in America now, like all the national parks, you know,
Yeah.
like the big ones, they're going to like be cashless, so you can only pay with your card, right?
Right.
Which I think at face value it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right? It's like okay, like how often do you go to a national park
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
right? Like whatever, like I'll use my card, which I use
Right.
for the majority of the time, right?
Which I hate fucking having cash anyways.
Yeah. But yo, it makes me think like, yo, what happens, right, when we become a totally cashless society? Like, you think that's actually a good thing or a bad thing? Cause it scares me.
I wouldn't say I would err more so on the side of it being I don't know. I'm really neutral on it, you know? Like I see the side of it where like it could be scary because, you know, they will have access to your bank accounts. They're able to withdraw money whenever they feel like. You're pretty much if you withdraw money from your bank account because you don't trust the bank, the cash that you have has no value in it. So it's like you have to essentially put your entire trust in the American banking system, which
Which
as we
often
know
fails.
exactly, which as we know fails
Quite often.
failed in history a few times.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't know. And if you ever looked at the FDIC, like on the side of it, it's like erring on the side of like the goodwill of the government or some shit like that. Like literally right next to, you know, if you walk into a bank, you see FDIC on the side of it. There's a note that says like on the goodwill of the government. I'm not getting the word for word like exactly what it says, but like the goodwill of a government. That's what my money's backed on. Like so if
Yo, we got you, bro. Chill, man.
we pay you back, like. You know,
Yo, what you stressing for, bro?
which is crazy because like, which I don't have any of this information substantiated, but like, apparently there are a few countries that like were able to access people's personal funds based off of like their tax returns. Like whenever the government crashed and they needed money, they were able to access people's personal bank accounts and like
Yo, I
stop
can
money
see
from
that.
them.
Yo, you know what? I was watching somebody, right, and they told me like, you know, like I just filed my taxes. You file yours yet?
No, not yet.
All right, so like,
I'm avoiding that motherfucker.
yo, so like typically when I file my taxes, right, and if I get a refund, right, I usually like I'll pick the thing where like I could just
Direct
link
deposit?
my direct deposit, like
Yeah.
link my bank account with the IRS
Yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
right? Which makes you get a quicker refund, right?
Yeah,
Instead
yeah.
of waiting to buy a
You want
check.
that money yesterday?
Yes. But yo, some people like suggest don't do that, right? And just actually just wait and get the cash, you know, or get the check because like yo, because now the IRS has, you know, consensual access to your bank account, right? Which means they can tap into that whenever they want. And yo, what do you do if they do, right? Like, who are you complaining to?
I mean, but essentially it's the same thing that we do with like most companies, most businesses, most things that Amazon has access to our bank accounts whenever they want. Like most online purchase companies have access to our bank accounts whenever they want. Our jobs got access to our bank account whenever they want. Like it's the same shit. Like I don't understand what's the difference between the two. Like
I
when
guess yo, I guess the difference is like, you know, the IRS, which is tied to the government, right? Like is in trillions worth of debt, right?
yeah.
So Amazon's doing pretty good.
The
So
like
yo, but I guess the theory is right
right.
that like yo, if it comes to the point where like the government needs to use money to pay off debts or just to buy, you know, I don't know, more nukes or some shit, whatever they do, right, in their free time, like, and they don't have it or they just don't want to use their money. Now they have access to all these Americans' bank accounts, right? Boom. So yo, I'm pretty sure it's a quick little button, right? Yo, just withdraw everything and use it.
And you can't even fight that shit.
You can't.
You pretty much use like a Debo situation. Like
Yeah.
you're just like nigga, you ain't getting this shit. I took your bread and you ain't getting this shit back.
Exactly,
kind of
yo.
thing. Like, but I mean, honestly, the likelihood of that happening is slim, bro. Like
I don't think so, man.
I think it's very slim, honestly.
Bro, I think ever since the pandemic hit, man, like a lot of things have been just going downhill, like slowly. But I think we as like citizens are just like just trying to keep our head above water, so we're not really seeing what's going on in the big picture. Like, you know, like it seems like inflation's crazy,
Yeah.
right? Like for some reason, like there's massive layoffs, but there's
Right.
also there's also an employee shortage. Like
Yeah.
it's like nothing's making sense, right? Like it seems like, you know, the there's the war in Ukraine and Russia. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Is that still going on? Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's not. That distraction is already gone.
Exactly, right? Like there's like tensions with China. There's like this new thing I just heard about called BRICS, which is like this, like the up and coming like countries.
Super currency.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've never heard about BRICS, right? Which is pretty much a bunch of countries
European
outside of
countries.
America. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, I think South Africa, Saudi Arabia, BRICS, right? They're kind of forming a super team.
They're banding together.
They're essentially banding together, right? To like create their own currency, which they're gonna be using the Chinese currency, yuan or yen or something like that, right? Which is very bad for the American dollar because that's what most of the world uses now. But like, so if this actually goes through, right, the value of the American dollar is gonna drop, right? And I don't exactly know what that means, but it just doesn't sound good. Like if the value of what the money that you use drops.
It's just like ultra inflation. It's kind of like what happened in Venezuela. Like where like Venezuelans, they don't even, I guess their banking system is so, which essentially I guess they're ahead of the game because their money is such shit that like it doesn't make sense to have cash on them. Like they would literally have to walk, apparently from what I've watched, like they would have to walk around with like briefcases of money to like pay for simple items. Like, like they would have right now they're primarily just using like debit cards and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of wild, like having to walk around with a suitcase. Like that's the easiest way to get robbed.
Just to buy a fucking hot dog or some shit. Like,
I mean, how much money they got? They got suitcases full of money?
No, suitcases full of money, but their money is like complete dog shit. Like it doesn't really add up to much money. So same thing in Jamaica. I was thinking about actually yesterday, which is ironic that we're talking about this today. Was like their $1 are pretty much like non-existent. Like they don't have a $1 bill or coin or anything.
It's crazy. A lot of countries don't do that, bro.
Right.
Yeah, like they just got rid of the dollar.
Right. So like I think like at the time when I went to Jamaica, I want to say like $1 was worth like 100 Jamaican dollars was worth like $1 American dollar. So it was pretty much like their economy is pretty much shit as well. Like the value of their currency is pretty much dog shit. So it's the same thing. I feel like it's gonna essentially just be the same thing over here. Like what we can buy essentially with like $1 is gonna require $5 or $10 to purchase.
Like pretty much. Well, so they said if this like BRICS thing goes into effect, right? Like it's gonna cause like hyperinflation in America, and like if you think things are bad now, it's gonna get even worse. But like I mean, from the stuff I've seen, this doesn't seem like it's something that's gonna happen like soon. But it is something to keep in mind. You know what I mean?
I mean, but look at what happened with like our grandparents and shit. Well, not our grandparents because our grandparents are immigrants, but like if you were living in like the 30s or the 40s, you could fucking buy a loaf of bread with like 25 cents. Where right now a fucking loaf of bread costs upwards of $5.
Yeah, but look at how much it went up like just in literally 3 years.
Right.
Like things were not this bad in 2019. Like I feel like I was doing pretty good in 2019.
Yeah.
Like it's like I've gotten raises in the last like 3 years, and I've gotten, bro, I think in the last 3 years, I think I've gotten a total of like almost 30% raise.
Right.
Like, which is crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy, right?
Insane.
Bro, my pay between like 2018 to 2023 has gone up by about almost $15.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I've never felt poorer in my life.
Right.
Which is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I am making the most money I've ever made in my life right now, and I feel like I am struggling the most.
I said that like a couple months ago. Like I feel like in today, like where I am, I've made the most amount of money I've ever made, but I feel like the money just has no value to it, like. But I feel like think about it, the things that we've experienced during that time, we experienced inflation, we've experienced I think our taxes went up too, like the percentage that they tax us. I think that possibly
something happened.
But then like nonetheless, like the actual cost, like overall cost of living has went up tremendously, but like the minimum wage has not, So and when they do raise the minimum wage, your job isn't matching that.
Yo, the minimum wage did go up.
Yeah, the minimum wage goes up, right? Like the minimum wage goes up, but like your job isn't compensating to the amount that you were the difference that you were making. So like once the minimum wage was like, let's just say $9 an hour. Like I was working a job that was paying $12 an hour, $12.50, right? So which is decent money back then, right? It felt like I was fucking balling every week. But then when the minimum wage rose, or when the minimum wage rose, I didn't get like a $3 differential. I just probably got like $1 or so above the minimum wage. Like companies aren't really compensating you with the same difference that you had before.
You understand? I mean, I don't know, bro. It's like I feel like I need another like $40 raises at this point, like just to like
just to break even,
yeah,
like,
like
just to get above water.
Yo, like the other day, right? I went into like the grocery store, right? Yo, pull up to the grocery store. I think I'm about to have a decent time, right? I don't have that much stuff to get. I'm gonna get 4 or 5 things. Bro, I go in there with a $50 bill. I got this. Cash. I didn't bring my card.
Right.
Yo, I was so confident this $50 bill is gonna get me through everything, right? Then I'm like, yo, I'll leave my wallet, leave my cards in here. I'm good.
Right.
Yo, I think I got yogurt, some pita bread, hummus, mini cucumbers, which are the best cucumbers, by the way.
Okay.
They're delicious.
Okay.
Very fresh. I got some hot sauce and like 2 more things, right? Bro, so I go to the cash register, naive young man as I am, right? I'm thinking, I'm thinking, what am I gonna do with the change from the 50?
Right. You're already pre-spending that shit.
Yeah. Like, I probably have like $20 left for this. Bro, so tell me why Shorty starts ringing shit up, right? First 3 items, like, damn, we're already at 23? We're at $23?
Already?
We're 3 items in. We're 23? We're halfway there?
Right.
Bro, by the 4th or 5th item, like, we're knocking on 48. I'm like,
but you started sweating.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating because I still have 4 items to go.
Right.
Yo, so at the end of it, right, comes out to $88. Bro, I spent $88. I don't even know what. Like, probably food that lasted me maybe 2-3 days, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, bro, I didn't even buy like a steak. I bought like, the ins and outs, man.
Yeah.
Like many things, right? Like, snacks, right? And I had to go back to I'm like, I told, all right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Had to run to my fucking car, right? Embarrassingly.
Yeah.
Jet back, right?
You look a brokey.
Yeah, I did look a brokey, yo.
Right.
I needed a food stamp card or some shit. But I couldn't believe it. Like, the amount of food I actually got, right? And how much it costs. Like, yo, things are crazy right now.
Right.
Yo, like I said, I've gotten like pretty much a $15 raise in the last 3 years, right? And I make decent money. And I'll tell you, I feel like I'm struggling at certain points, right? I don't know how people that actually make minimum wage are surviving right now. Like, I actually don't understand how they make money, like how they survive. Like,
our tax dollars, that's how they survive.
I don't think they're getting money. I don't think they're getting money from the state.
Bro, food stamps, shit like that.
You think everyone's getting food stamps like that?
I think a large percentage.
I don't know, man. I don't think most guys are getting food stamps.
Minimum wage are qualifying for food stamps. Like,
what?
Minimum wage are qualifying for food stamps. Think about the money that you're spending, right? Making more money, you can't fucking get state insurance, so you got to pay for that. You have to pay for food. You got to pay for, you have to pay for electricity. You don't get any type of energy assistance. You don't get any type of rent subsidies or rent assistance. Like, yeah, that's where all of our money's going. To the living.
To them.
Yeah, to living. So, like,
I get it.
if they have, like, they don't have health insurance, or they have health insurance through the state insurance, right? Which is one less expense than we have. They have, some of them will get food stamps, which is another expense that they don't, even if it's $100 a month. That's $100 less in food that they gotta fucking spend.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think that's how they're making it by, bro.
Yo, it's like,
I know niggas paying $200 rent.
Bro, be real with you, I know that like a lot of people get like real annoyed, when they hear about people being on food stamps and like getting like, assistance from the government. But I honestly, I get it, man. Like, there's just if the government wasn't helping these people out, bro, they'd be homeless. There's just no way they would survive. Like, right. I'm telling you, like, I make really good money, right? Like, if according to Google,
right?
According to Google, I am in the top 17% of males.
Did you Google that?
I did. No, I really did. So I googled my income, right? Yeah. And I'm in the top 17% in America, right? As a man. Bro, I didn't even Google like if I added the minority part. I'm right. I'm probably like in the top like 5. You know what I mean? Like
top 3%. Yeah. Right.
And it's like, it's crazy that Google says like I'm this well off, but I just don't feel it.
Yeah.
Like, I live in a modest home. I drive a 15-year-old car. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I try to keep my expenses as low as I can.
Right. And
I'm still feel like, I'm just not making it. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm barely making it. I'm saying I feel like I'm kind of like living check to check. And it's like, I'm not like, I don't live an extravagant life. You know what I mean? Right. Like, I go out every now and then. I mean, I do vacation quite a bit.
You're a vacation poppy.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely
but
be
it's like,
living up on
I'm
vacation.
not like dripped out in Dior every time you see me. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy like that. Like,
you do got a Louis belt or a Gucci belt.
No, Louis. I want the Gucci belt.
You
But
don't
this
gotta...
fucking with inflation's fucking. It's like, yo, it's crazy that like I'm make that much, right? But it's like I really don't feel like I have that much at the end of the month, right? I thought, yo, I have more month than I have more money. You know what I mean?
You know what it sucks, bro? I heard this quote the other day that like made me think about life. Is that there's 365 days out of the year, and we only get paid out of 26 out of those days.
Jeez, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's even crazier though? That sounds bad, right? Yo, because we get paid bi-weekly in America. Yo, you know in some other countries they get paid once a month?
Once a month, yeah.
I can't fathom that shit, bro.
I don't think I have that level of responsibility.
Yo,
in me.
but you have no choice.
Like,
bro,
I
like
do not have
people,
that level of
like people in Brazil, they get paid once a month.
Yeah, England too.
Yeah. But it's like, yo, what do you do if you spend the money?
You gotta wait.
You're dead.
Bro, I remember one time, right? Like we're actually running out of time, but remember one month, right? That like one time when I was younger. So I used to do care for kids for like babysitting my nieces and nephews.
Oh,
right?
you used to get that?
Yeah. So I used to get that shit, bro, lit, right? Especially as like a 15-year-old getting like $800.
Damn.
Yo, crazy, right?
That's when 800 was like
800.
3,000.
Exactly. That shit. You felt every dollar, bro. So I was getting like $800 to watch like my nieces and nephews, and they would pay me once a month, bro. And when the check hit, I was running it up. By the end of the month, nigga, I'm fucking eating butter and toast. Like shit was crazy.
Yeah, no,
so I can't.
You weren't responsible at all.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. So I can't imagine like right now. I don't, like I said, I don't have that level of responsibility within me. Like,
no.
I feel like every other week is too long. So I imagine fucking once a month.
Yo, honestly, what they need to start doing, jobs need to start being like Uber, bro. I need the cash out after every shift. Like, bro, this bi-weekly shit ain't it, man. Like,
yo, I think that people, the ideology of like I'm gonna make that shit tomorrow or I'm gonna get that shit back is gonna really be people's like standard of living, and they're gonna splurge, bro. They're gonna definitely splurge.
Oh yeah, no, you're not saving no money, yo.
Not at all.
Yeah, because I guess to me, yo, like the ability to know that you're doing well financially is to pay all your bills, right? Still have money to go out, eat out, not every night, right? But still have some type of fun, right? So like, dab on some entertainment, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then still be able to save money at the end of the month, right? Still be able to invest some money, right?
Yeah.
Like for your future, right? But right now, I feel like, yo, you don't have that luxury, or like, yo, if you could even, because I have this philosophy, right? For anybody that's ever thinking about or has trouble saving money, right? This is like my one piece of advice, and this is what I've done for myself personally, and it's worked, yo. Even though right now I feel like it's definitely like harder because I'm going through it as well. But like, yo, obviously most of us get paid bi-weekly, right? So if you're able to save $50 every time you get paid, right, which is $100 a month, right, which is essentially
$1,200 a year,
right? Give or take, because I think it's like some months you get paid I think it's 2 months a year that you get paid 3 times, right?
Yeah,
right. So so you might be looking at if you do that, right? If you save at least $100 a month, which is $50 every time you get paid, you're gonna save up at least $1,300 a year, right? Which, according to Google, the average American does not even have $1,000 saved up, right? So I think that is like the easiest way to save money, and like it's not that bad. I'm saying you could always put $50 away,
right?
But that's
you
my
one piece of
$50. What?
You won't feel it.
Nah, I mean, at this point, bro, I breathe outside. It cost me $50.
Nigga, like we was just having a conversation the other day that like after a certain amount of spending, like a weekend out, I don't even want to check my bank account. And you try to do the mental math, and then that should be like $200-$300 above it. You be like, yo, what the fuck did I spend this money on? And then you look at your bank account, and you're like, yeah.
Yo, it's like, every time I check my credit card balance, I'm like, yo, somebody scammed me.
Somebody, exactly.
Like these transactions are not adding up. Yo, then you go and call them, like, yo, bro, I gotta report some fraud. Yo, they start reading off the charges to you, like, yep, I did that one. I was there. Okay, yeah, I went crazy that night. I don't know why I bought shots for everybody. I was wild.
But I know we're out of time, but like one last story. Right, so like we one time I was going out for like one of my homegirls' birthdays, right? And I decided to like budget to see like how much money I could spend on like this trip. I wasn't trying to like ball out. So I was like, all right, let me transfer some money into my bank account. Went into my bank account, nigga, half of my money was gone. Like
you blinked.
Gone. No, somebody. So Ended up looking through. Someone fucking hacked my bank account.
Oh, so you really got hacked?
I really got hacked, right? So I was not keeping up on my. I guess they hacked me like a couple days ago.
Oh.
So I fucking called Bank of America, and in the middle of me calling Bank of America, they took the other half.
Yo, you got scammed
in the middle of it. So my shit says 0. So
did you lose your debit card?
No, nigga, I had everything on me. So I'm calling the Bank of America. She's like, how come you didn't notice this like 2 days ago? I'm like, I will check my bank account. She's like, well, you have online banking, blah, blah, blah. Are you sure you weren't in New York? I'm like, yeah, like I live in Connecticut. Like I'm not in New York. So then finally, like she was like pretty much interrogating me, like
they thought you were scamming them.
Essentially, right? So then finally, like I ended up disputing it. Luckily, Bank of America, you know, they give you like the credit back for the money that you lose. And so I ended up getting the credit back, and I guess they found out that it really wasn't me. But like, I guess checking your bank account has its benefits because at least you get mini check-in points to see like how much money you got.
Really going on.
Yeah, and then also you get to like verify to make sure no one's actually scamming you. 9 times out of 10, it's me. I'm scamming myself.
You are scamming yourself. Wait. So on that note, we'll end this episode. So basically, the moral of today's episode is, I don't know, man. Like it seems like America's going downhill. Nobody's able to save. Inflation's crazy. Milk costs $10. Bread is out of control. Yeah, it's all fucked.
The government's scamming.
But make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Just just keep tuning in, man. We're trying to make y'all laugh through this process.
Through these tough times.
All right, we'll see y'all next episode.
I see through these niggas, they too jealous hearted. I see through these niggas, they too jealous hearted. I hate when niggas can't finish what they started. I hate why these niggas get so jealous hearted.